Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm so glad to be back in front of the video camera. I haven't made a video in quite a while. I've been hopping from one crisis to the next, to the next, to the next, but finally landed, so I got to a place where I could at least make another video. So I'm using my friend's home right now. There's no one here. The two dogs are here, but so far they're being quiet. So we'll see how long that lasts. But so I wanted to shoot this video while I had the chance. Um, I'm still active in the XJW community, both Reddit as well as in the Facebook groups. Uh, I was on Reddit today, in the XJW Reddit group today, and a young man posted a picture. He had snuck out to the prom. He attended the prom, and he posted a picture of it online. And I just want to say I'm so glad that you did that. I'm so glad. The reason why is because as you start to exit the cult, right, make your way out, the rubber's going to hit the road at some point. You're going to have to disappoint your parents at some point. So you might as well get accustomed now to making your own choices. You need to become comfortable with that. Your parents may say, well, listen, I don't want you to go to college. You may want to go to college or a trade school. You need to be comfortable with saying, listen, this is my life and I've got to start making choices and decisions on my own. Right? Same thing. Your parents may tell you, listen, the military is off limits. We don't want you in the military, blah, blah, blah. Well, listen, I want to go join the Navy. I want to join the Air Force. So that's what I mean. You're gonna have to. The point is, what I'm saying is, eventually you'll reach a point where you are going to have to um, go against your parents' wishes. You can't stay if you want to leave the cult. There's no way you can, always meet their expectations. So that's why when that young man posted the photo of him, he snuck out to his prom. I'm so proud that he did that because you have he's getting himself prepared for making his own life choices, and you have to be comfortable with that. Sometimes as young adults we get into this habit of we're always asking our parents and consulting our parents, and it's normal. I don't want you to feel like I'm chastising you for it. I'm saying that's it's natural, right? This person has nurtured you your whole life, has raised you since childhood, so you're close to that, you're attached to that. There's a natural parental bond that's there. So we're used to, talking to our parents and asking for their advice, and we seek their approval. But what I'm saying is now when you're ready to exit the cult, you're going to lose that. You're going to lose some of that. The cult has made it so that it makes parents choose between the cult and their children. And if you want to leave the cult, you need to be prepared for your parents um, will not be pleased about it. And you have to become comfortable with that whole process of not always having their approval. So when that young man posted that photo of him sneaking out he snuck out to the prom, I was so pleased because it shows that he has an understanding that, life is going to change. The relationship with his parents may change. And you have to become comfortable with that. You have to become accepting of that and all that goes with it, right? So I wanted to start off with that. Today's topic, for the longest time, I've been wanting to do a video about self harm. I also want to do one about suicide, right? Um, that being said, if you this, I'm going to do the topic of self harm. So I want you to be aware if you are, a young adult, or I'm sorry, a young teenager, a preteen, or whatever. This is it's a sensitive topic, right? So I want you to be aware of that. Um, I was hoping to get like a mental health professional to do this topic, discuss it, but I couldn't find anybody willing to touch it. And I know it is an issue that is that affects so many young adults who are Jehovah's Witnesses. So I wanted to do this topic, and so I researched it, and I'm just going to present to you the information I found about it. I'm going to, as I normally do, I'm going to put links about the information down below. So, as usual, you always check that area. But I am going to talk about self harm today. All right. And the reason I wanted to get into this topic is because it's a lot of there are some topics that many people don't like discussing. It happens, but we don't like discussing it. We don't like talking about it in public. And what I believe is that this topic needs to be addressed. Okay, so let's start it out. What is self harm? Okay, self harm or self injury. It's when a person inflicts um, harm upon themselves, right? It's hurting oneself on purpose. Okay, it starts out with the person may feel anger, frustration, pain, right? And they're in a state of emotional distress, and so they want to express that pain that they're feeling. They want to in some way manifest it. They need it to manifest itself. It can't just be internal, right? That they're feeling this. It has to manifest itself. And so one of the ways that they do this is they carry out self harm. So, what are some of the things? They may cut themselves with a knife. They may burn themselves with a cigarette or a match. They may pull off their hair. They may rip or tear the skin. If they have a wound, they don't let it heal. They pick at it continuously, and so it never gets the chance to heal. Um, it says deliberately overdosing on medications is also considered self harm. So it could, but that also could be uh, a suicide attempt. So, again, we have to be careful. So that is what self harm is, right? And again, it's a sign of emotional distress. One thing I want to make clear is I don't want anyone to feel that I'm in some way shaming you or in some way blaming or trying to make you feel that you're crazy or you have a mental illness. That is not the purpose. That is not the message at all. That is not the purpose of this video. I don't want you to feel like like you're an oddball or like you're in some way deficient, because you aren't. You're just in a lot of pain and you're having problems coping with it. You're having difficulty um, expressing that pain and dealing with it in a healthful way. So in a healthy way. So what you're doing is again, you've landed on a coping mechanism that is very dangerous. Self harm is very dangerous, and so that's why that's why I wanted to talk about it. Right. So um, commonly when we talk about self harm, who's doing self harm? It's usually teenagers and young adults, and they have experienced trauma, neglect, or abuse, and so that's the population who is mostly affected by self harm. Okay, why do people practice self harm? One of the biggest reasons